Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in today's video we are going to be talking about should the Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft a running back in this upcoming draft class. Now this was brought to me actually by a lot of you guys in the comments section and All Hands Galley on Twitter, who tagged me in a Jenna Lane tweet that said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had a private workout / meeting with Penn State running back Miles Sanders. So should the Buccaneers draft a running back in this upcoming draft class? Well, let's talk about it. I understand that there is a lot of caution when drafting yet another running back in this upcoming draft class, simply because of the matter of who's already on this roster right now. Guys like Payton Barbour and Ronald Jones are guys that have a lot of potential and a lot of upside in this current running back room who could do a lot of good things for this team. Talking about Payton Barbour first, obviously, he's the established veteran. He's been a starter for the past couple of years now, and most recently, Bruce Arians has been hyping him up pretty much the entire offseason and says that he does a lot of good things for a running back of his size. And, you know, all things considered, I'm a huge fan of Payton Barbour. I think he can do a lot of good things. He just re-signed with the team on a one-year deal. And again, you know, I think that he can be a very solid starting running back should he start for this team. Same with Ronald Jones. Obviously, the Buccaneers just drafted him most recently in the second round of this past draft, and we genuinely don't know what we can expect from Ronald Jones yet, all things considered, because the previous coaching staff did not play him at all. So it's essentially along the lines of we basically already have a rookie running back on the roster because they didn't do anything with Ronald Jones last year because the previous coaching staff wasn't that good at developing last year's draft class. But regardless of all of that, and even including the addition of Andre Ellington earlier on in this offseason, I don't think it hurts to draft another running back. And my reasoning for that is this. Yes, while Payton Barbour and while Ronald Jones both can be very, very good running backs, I still am a large believer in building up depth, especially at skill positions, because you never know what could happen. Obviously, Payton Barbour could fall off and maybe his play could start to decline. Same with Ronald Jones. Things could start to decline for him as well, and I'm not giving up on both of these players. Obviously, nobody's giving up on any of these on either one of those running backs, both in the Buccaneers organization, and I imagine a large part of the fan base as well are not giving up on either one of those running backs yet, but you never know. So I think just continuing to add good players to your skill positions is always a beneficial thing. Obviously, I don't expect the Buccaneers to draft a running back in round 1 or in round 2, but I do think that getting a running back in the later rounds is something that couldn't hurt, because at the end of the day, if they don't end up being the starter, they'll end up pushing your current guys to better themselves throughout the year and throughout many other years to come. So I really think that drafting a running back in the later rounds doesn't automatically mean that they're going to be the starter. You've seen teams draft running backs in the later rounds all the time. It just all depends on how they feel that their value is in the later round, and they feel that what their role is going to be in this team would complement what they're doing right now on offense. So I think that if the Buccaneers have some truly good value in, say, maybe the third round where they can get a guy like Miles Sanders, or even in the later rounds when they can get a running back later on, and they feel that they would be a good fit for this offense and have a role on this offense that, say, maybe a guy like Payton Barbour or maybe a guy like Ronald Jones cannot have right now, then I'm all fine with a move like that. But I do understand the caution and the worry about drafting a running back. I don't think it would be a situation where if the Buccaneers draft a running back, they would just automatically give up on guys like Payton Barbour and Ronald Jones. I think that it would just be a move that builds up depth, brings in some more high-level competition. That would be some very high-level competition should the Buccaneers bring in a guy like Miles Sanders. And just all in all, the cream would rise to the top in a way, and we would have a much healthier running back situation, just because these guys would be pushing each other to be a better running back pretty much every day. So let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comments section below. Do you think the Buccaneers should draft a running back, or do you feel that they should probably hold off and keep the current group of guys that they have, or maybe they should go out and sign another veteran running back and kind of use those draft picks to build up depth at other certain positions, which is, again, a totally justifiable opinion, in my opinion, but I feel that, you know, building up depth everywhere is just as important as well. So you know, I can understand why building up depth at other positions is important, but I also feel building up depth at the running back position is another important aspect. So let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, but until then, sorry, I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream, but until then, and as always, goodbye for now, guys, and go Bucs.